Hello, my friends. Your buddy Phil here, project management trainer and coach. Today, we're going to take a look at PMBOK Guide 7 questions. So today, we've got 7 questions on the PMBOK Guide 7th edition. And this is part 1. This is going to be a recurring series. So here is the very first question. Your PMO has asked you to work on a collection of strategic business activities aimed at building, sustaining, and/or advancing an organization. What does this best describe? Now, with these questions, you got to remember the purpose of these questions is to begin to immerse you gently into the world of the 7th edition, where some of the language is a little bit unknown. Some of this you may not have encountered before, and that's the purpose. It's to provoke you to open the book, take a look at it. If your exam is in 2022 especially, I would advise you to do that. All right, so let's take a look at the answers. Select an option. I'll be right back to share the answer. All right, 3, 2, and 1. All right, so what does this describe? The answer is pretty much verbatim from section 1.2 of the PMBOK Guide 7th edition. The answer to this one, none other than system for value delivery, also known as a value delivery system. Okay, here's your next question. Your project should provide value to the customer. Which of the following does not describe value? Choose the best answer. I'll give you a minute. All right, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, if you need more time, hit the pause button. The answer to this question is B. The implied benefit of additional rework caused by choosing an easy solution. You see, it's counter. There are going to be some questions you see on the exam. You just have to use the process of elimination because the solution being proffered in the option, it doesn't make sense. So this is a little bit of technical debt mangled with implied benefit. This is really not value. Everything else is. A is value, the ability to use specific features or functions of a product. C is value, financial metrics such as the benefits less the cost of achieving those benefits, and the worth, importance, or usefulness of something. Those are all legitimate definitions of value. All right, for those of you just come in, we're taking a look at the 7th edition, and here's a little bit of trivia just to begin to immerse you into that world. You do remember, on the exam, the questions are more situational. This is all definitional type stuff, just to get you into the groove of the guide. Next question. You are working with a set of 17 individuals performing the scheduled scope of work of the project to achieve its objectives. What does this best describe? I'll give you a minute as usual. All right, 3, 2, and 1. Now, all of this stuff is available in the 7th edition, section 1.2, where it talks about all of those terms. You can find them in there. All right, now let's take a look at what this question says. 17 individuals cannot be a Scrum team. It shouldn't be an Agile team. Now, Scrum of Scrums, this is not Scrum, obviously, right? Because it says 17 individuals performing the scheduled scope of work. They're performing the scheduled scope of work. In a Scrum of Scrums, it's really a sync point, so this doesn't even make sense if we say Scrum of Scrums. And lastly, Flow Masters, no. These are bogus terms thrown in, or terms from the world of Kanban to distract you. We know that 17 individuals performing the scheduled scope of work is definitely more like traditional project management, right? So the answer to this, the best answer, is project team. All right, let's go to our next one. Next one here, an end result or consequence of a process or project that focuses on the benefits and value that the project was undertaken to deliver. As usual, I'll give you a minute. All right, 3, 2, and 1. The answer to this one, an end result or consequence. Think about that. That focuses on benefits and value. Those are all very positive words. The answer is not value, but outcome. So hold your horses. I know those who chose value think it's value. It's not value. Nope. Because it already says focuses on the benefits and value, right? It's not deliverable. Nope. And it's not product. So if you journey with me, we're going to go to 1.2 now. Let's go to 1.2 and I'll show you where exactly it is. Because I know the moment it popped up with that blue value, you thought that was the answer. No, that is not the answer. That is a false alarm. The false alarm. Okay, so here on page 4 of the 7th edition, it reads, outcome, an end result or consequence of a process or project. Outcomes can include outputs and artifacts, but have a broader intent by focusing on the benefits and value that the project was undertaken to deliver. So that should have been a giveaway because it already had the word value in it. All right, so the correct answer is outcome right there. All right, let's move on to our next one. Next question. An artifact that is produced is quantifiable and can be either an end item in itself or a component item What does this best describe? What do you think it best describes? Is it outcome, program, service, product? What do you think? I'll give you a little bit close to a minute. Go for it. All right, time up. Again, if you take a look in 1.2, you'll observe that the answer is not A, and it's not B. We got to go there again to 1.2, page 4. I'm going to show it to you directly from the book. You look at the definition for product. It says an artifact that is produced, is quantifiable, and can be either an end item in itself or a component item. So the answer to that one, my friends, best answer to choose is product. Okay. Option D. All right, let's go to our next one. We got just two more. Which of the following is not part of a value delivery system? Choose the best option. Is it project? Is it program? Is it phase? Is it operation? What do you think? Give you a minute. Alrighty then. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, the answer to this one, as you probably have guessed, is phase. And the reason is because project, program, operation, and portfolio, those are components in a value delivery system. So phases, that would be the best option. Could a phase be in a project? Yes. But remember, the best option, the one that is not that obvious, it is phase. It's like saying a task is part of a value delivery system. Of course, it's embedded in the project, but the big chunks, as we can see in the 7th edition, this is really sensitizing you to the concept of PMI's value delivery system. All right, I think we've got one left and we will be done and dusted. Here is the final question, my friends. All right, information flow in a value delivery system should be what? Directly from senior leadership to projects, directly from senior leadership to portfolios, directly from senior leadership to programs. None of the options. What do you think? So final one, finish big. Let's do it. All right. 3, 2, and 1. All right, let's take a look at the answer here, my friends. The answer that I was looking for is in chapter 2. I'll show you the page. This is on page 8. So we're going to read. There are various components such as portfolio, programs, projects, products, and operations that can be used individually and collectively to create value. Working together, these components comprise a system for delivering value that is aligned with the organization's strategy. Figure 2-1 shows an example of a system to deliver value. You go to figure 2-1, you can see portfolio, programs, projects, right, and so on. And then if you flip the page over to page 11, you now see the information flow in the value delivery system. And it shows you how the information flows directly from senior leadership to portfolios. That's strategy. And then from portfolios to programs and projects, desired outcomes, benefits, and value. And then directly from programs and projects to operations. Okay? And it says examples of information flow. See that? 2-3 shows a model of the flow of information where black arrows represent information from senior leadership to portfolios, portfolios to programs and projects, and then to operations. Senior leadership shares strategic information with portfolios. Portfolios share the desired outcomes, benefits, and value with programs and projects. Deliverables from the programs and projects are passed to operations. Quite an interesting narrative. This is one part of the 7th edition that I really think was a great addition. And when I say a really great addition, there are many things in the 7th edition that may end up confusing people who've read knowledge areas and process groups. But if there's something that's going to bring it home for people who are studying the broader concept of project management, I really believe the value delivery system is a great one. You know, and the value delivery system, the way I teach it, just before I hop off here, I'll show you. The way I teach the value delivery system is to sensitize people to the concept of an aquarium, of all things, right? An aquarium. But I liken it to the concept of the aquarium and the components in the aquarium. There are different components that help you remember this concept. So I'll show you a little bit of that before we hop off here tonight. All right. So here is my concept of the value delivery system in a different light. A little bit different from what you're used to seeing. Who would have thought about an aquarium to talk about project management, huh? Okay, so let's talk about the concept of the aquarium. Here we go. So it starts off like this. You've got the environment in which everything is happening in the organization, right? So you've got your projects, your programs, your portfolios. They're all happening in this system, this value delivery system. Ultimately, the system is made up of portfolios, as you can see over there. The portfolios are the big rocks, big chunks of things that are happening. Okay, those are your big chunks of work. You could call them boulders. And then we've got programs, which are smaller rocks. And then you've got projects, tiny little pebbles. You've got the operations. What is operations? It's the lifeblood of the firm. That's the water. You've got the outcomes. The outcomes, you see the plants beginning to sprout. And the benefits. The benefits, all the great views and nooks and crannies of the aquarium. I see those as being the benefits that the fish, the stakeholders, are going to get. And ultimately, they get a bunch of value. Now, talking about the flow of information, this is what I was talking about. You got strategy from senior leadership to portfolios. Portfolios pass on desired outcomes, benefits, and value to the programs and projects. You got programs and projects flowing deliverables over to the operations. Up there you can see the operations are feeding back information for updates to programs and projects. Those are fed, and from there you get performance information and progress sent to portfolios, and ultimately portfolio performance information gets to senior leadership. And of course, don't forget operations, those outcomes, benefits, value, performance. And when you think about benefits and value and linking that to outcomes, usually it starts off with the most primitive of all levels in this narrative, which is a deliverable. A deliverable is a very primitive level of the narrative, because you could get a deliverable and you could maybe not get benefits, right? When you talk about value, what is value? It's the net quantifiable benefits that a user experiences from a product, service, or result. And some people have delivered products, have delivered deliverables, and there's no value. See? So when there's benefits, the net quantifiable benefits, that's value. When there's value, we're on the right track to get into the favorable outcome that we're looking for. So don't just think about the deliverable. If there's one thing you're going to learn from this narrative in chapter 2 of the 7th edition, just remember it's not about the deliverable, it's not about the product, service, or result. It's ultimately about the outcome that you're going to generate. And this whole narrative, it's very, very similar to what you hear us talking about in the world of Agile, right? If you've been around Agile long enough, you've heard us talking about this. Okay, so the image for the value delivery system, figure 2-1, I'd say take a look at it, know it, just not because it's going to come out on the exam, but really I think it helps explain what project management is about, the concept of value, the concept of portfolios, programs, projects, and operations working together. All right, I hope you found this to be useful. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, share with your friends, and I'll see you soon in yet another video. All the very best, and bye for now.